Heyo! Welcome back, everybody. This is EonShiKeno with another StarCraft 2 commentary. This is going to be a best of 3 series from DreamHack Bucharest, I want to say. I have so many replays in my replays folder. It's like a labyrinth of ZvT, PvT, every single combination you can think of. But I'm pretty sure this is DreamHack Bucharest. And let's introduce our 2 players. In the bottom left-hand corner, part of my insanity, it is the Terran Korean JJakji. And his opponent from Liquid HyperX, it's TLO. So sorry about not casting anything recently. It's summertime and the living's easy, but nevertheless been busy. This past weekend, I was extra on a movie, something that I've never done before, something that I've always wanted to do, and it was a very cool movie. I don't think I can tell you. I can probably tell you what the movie is, but I'll leave subtle. Let's say it's a sequel. It's a sequel to a movie that's really famous, and I'll include subtle sayings from the first movie. And then if you can figure it out, then congratulations. Or I'll just forget to say everything, and then you'll never know. But no, I'll probably do it. You guys will figure it out. It's not too hard to figure out. But anyways, I did that last week, and that was a blast. That was tons of fun. But also tons of fun to StarCraft. And JJakji is opening this up with what looks like he's got some early gas, so we may see some Reapers popping out. We're on way station. TLO's up here going for fast pool. Already has his hatchery going down. Also no gas just yet. Reapers coming out. And the SCV going out across the map. Both players going to do some scouting. TLO taking the old-fashioned approach, the Overlord scout. You know, if a Zerg player doesn't scout, that's kind of just like, how does that even work? You know, how does it even work? I've seen it. I've seen it on a ladder. I've seen Zerg players who just don't scout with their Overlords. They send them like halfway across the map. They're like, yeah, that's good enough. I'm good here. And that's like Masters. It does happen, people. So the SCV comes in here. And he scouts even with this SCV, even though he is getting the Reaper out. He decides, you know what, information is important. TLO's a crazy player. You never know what he's going to do. So I need to throw up a quick scout. Second Reaper following this up. Dropping some mules already, of course. And what is TLO going to do this game? Still no gas just yet. He's probably going to make some queens. Reaper is out. And we're going to have a little battle between the queen and the Reaper. Of course, the queen will win this fight on the creep. And oh, that Reaper getting very low, down to 1 attack left on. He's going to fall back. Overlord getting a good position over in this area. I just need to go down just a little bit to keep an eye on, you know, either this Hellnaga tower or just keep an eye out for drops if they decide to come up. Good Overlord placement on this side of the base. You know, he's dealing with Reaper, so to catch this kind of jump up over here is pretty good. 2 Reapers coming up. Will they get the creep tumor? Are they going to get the creep tumor? Yeah, good job there. Take out that creep tumor very quickly. That's just like doing feedback to a queen without dealing damage to them. Just getting rid of that energy. That's kind of, whoa, what the hell was that? That was a mistake. That was a misclick. All of a sudden I was like, oh my god, there's a bear exploding in here. And this Reaper's getting pretty low. He's going to get out in time. Yes, he does get out in time. Those Reapers are way too fast. This queen. Drones going down to the natural. For a second there I thought, oh my god, is he going to pull drones to deal with 1 Reaper? No. TLO's too good for that. He's just going to pull some guys down here. To the natural, has his 3rd queen out. Can do a little bit of defense down here. 3 Reapers now. JJakji's not fooling around. He's sparing no expense with the Reaper harass. And the queens are kind of maybe going to get 1 Reaper kill. No, nice control here from Jackie. Jackie. Maybe his name is Jackie. I doubt it, though. I don't know too many queens named Jackie, but JJakji, rather. Still trying to do some damage here. I'm not sure what this drone is doing. He's just chilling out. Staying away from the Reapers. Staying in the shade. Staying cool. This queen getting pretty low. Reapers. Oh, gosh. Wow, JJakji's so close there with the micro. Getting to the very last attack before he sneaks on out of there. Bunker going up the front base of JJakji. Got the natural up. He's going to produce some Hellions. 3rd CC going up. Another gas. And now we have Hellions and Reapers. JJakji's done an excellent job of controlling as much creep as possible, dealing a lot of damage on those queens, and keeping all of his Reapers alive. Now look at these Queens, they're all very low, and because of their lowness in HP, for lack of better grammar, that's going to cause him to use some transfuses on those Queens rather than throwing down some creep tumors. So a little bit lackluster fight there from JJakji. I'm not sure what he was doing there. Maybe he just wasn't paying attention or something, doing a lot of macro back in his base, but lost 2 Reapers there. Not the most terrible thing, but we do have 4 roaches coming out across the map. They won't be able to break that front door because, of course, we do have 1 bunker up and 1 marauder, which is pretty much infinite damage versus 4 roaches. Hatchery does get scouted out by JJakji right as soon as that gets placed down, and the double evolution chamber going up for TLO at his natural. He's got a spore crawler at his natural as well. No spore crawler at the main. He has lair attack done and just now starting his 4th gas. 2 gases up in the natural, and this Reaper's kind of just chilling out over here. These aren't the old Reapers that could single-handedly take down buildings with their C4 charges. These are the new Reapers which kind of just exchange the C4 charges for health insurance. 4 Hellions from JJakji moving up towards the natural. They kind of have to go around this position. Gonna have to go through this small choke point here. But there's not much there to defend it. No roaches. They're out in the front. Run straight past the Queen. Was thinking about going to the natural, but no. He's going to take those Hellions straight onto the main. Walking right next to a Hydra's den. Oh, wow. Lining them up. Getting 4 kills already. Going to go get some more in the back. 2 more getting grouped up. And these Hellions dealing a lot of damage to these. Oh, my God. Just getting so many kills here. And I think that was a pretty successful Hellion attack. 9 killed so far for 4 Hellions. That's a pretty good trade. Not to mention the loss of mining time. Roaches just weren't in position, the Queens weren't in position, and that kind of allowed, that allowed JJakji to just walk on in there. So JJakji's set up for some bio play. More barracks being built. Orbital command moving out to the 3rd base. Full saturation, or optimal saturation there at the natural. Not optimal saturation here at the main. He only has 12, doesn't have the correct amount, but he's got the upgrades coming. More barracks is being built. Factory's throwing down a reactor. That's probably going to go on the starport there. A couple more roaches coming out, so it's going to be a Roach Hydra combination so far. A couple roaches, a little bit more Hydras coming out. It's got some nice upgrades coming for him. Those range attack and that muscular augments upgrade. Reaper runs straight into those roaches, gets taken out, doesn't accomplish too much there. Really good creep spread from TLO. Look at this. He's got creep all throughout the middle of the map. A lot of creep tumors spreading all 3 directions. 3rd base down and planted for JJakji. No SCVs out there just yet. A couple transfers going there from the natural. Combat shields close to being done. +1 done for the bio. First medevacs are popping out. And look at this. Armory coming down just in the nick of time so we can start those 2-2 upgrades. Though he doesn't have enough minerals and gas to start that out just yet. So the harass is going to be starting. 2 medevacs moving out. We'll see if he leaves the rest of these bio back at home or if he decides to push those out as well. Doesn't really have enough forces to push out with these guys due to the roaches. He does have stim, doesn't have concussive shells yet though, so you don't want to fight on creep with this force, that's for sure. But he just may use it as a diversionary attack to kill off some creep tumors while he's dropping these guys in the main. Killing off creep tumors against TLO in this position would be pretty successful, especially if he gets his queen. TLO drops some creep way up there at the top of the 4th possible base. Now keep in mind this map does have islands, but neither of the players have decided to use those just yet. Wouldn't mind taking that 1 roach. And the drop, here it comes. He's making his race straight over to the 3rd. But there's a lot of roaches there in Hydra and easily can fight this off. Those guys are going to be forced to fall back, and he's rallying that up to drop into the main. And this is going to give JJakji an opportunity to split up his forces once again. Half going to the middle, half going into the main. But TLO, does he see this? Ah, yes he does. Clever girl. Look at this TLO on top of that. The Hydra, the roaches, shuts down that drop very quickly. JJakji moving through the middle of the map. Hasn't yet dropped a scan to clear out any of these creep tumors. Kind of just walking straight over into the lion's den. Gonna get a free overload kill. Dropping the stim and fall back. Roaches and Hydra looking to tango. Stim. TLO runs away. Another medevac boosting way over here. Not many forces here to deal with this, but I think it's enough. I think TLO has enough forces over here to deal with this. Gonna drop some little bit of heals, but with the Hydra showing up, they got the +1 upgrades. He's just gonna fly back, kind of jumping around. Keeping him busy while he's mining. We got to keep this in perspective. We're on 3 bases versus 3 bases, and TLO is really being controlled here, and JJakji with almost even in supply, 186 for JJakji versus 190 for TLO. Now JJakji with a really large force pushing through the middle of the map, taking out some more creep. They're going to try and bait the majority of TLO's forces. Does TLO have anything back at home? He's throwing up some spore crawlers, and that's about it. Maybe one Hydra, but look at this. One Widow Mine gets a pretty good shot, but of course JJakji's going to fall back to the safety of his bunker at his natural. TLO's got a pretty big force. 2-2 is done. 2-2 is not yet done for JJakji, so maybe TLO looking for an engagement here. Want to play it safe, doesn't want to just dive in here because this force from JJakji is huge. His macro has been amazing. Now we get the fight. Terran Bio Ball versus Zerg Bio Ball. And it's looking like the roaches are falling. The Hydra is still alive. Hydra doing a lot of damage. You have a nice concave. Unfortunately, the drop from JJakji is a little bit late. It still hasn't went in at the top yet. And it's looking like slowly like TLO is pushing through here. He may have broke through the natural. He's got a lot of Hydra. Not much meat shield for that, but we got the drop here. And the natural, it doesn't look like too much is going to go on here. He only has about five Marines, no medevacs, and reinforcements will clean that up. But this Hydra army, Roach army from TLO in the middle of JJakji's natural is just killing everything. We do have a siege tank, but it's in a bad position. Does get taken out, and Hydra just racking up the kills here. Supply 146 versus 112. Army, we got 56 versus 82, so TLO with a nice lead here from army count. And worker count, we're sitting at 60 versus 50, so TLO 10 more workers. Hydra might want to start focusing down those medevacs. But he's just going to fall back a little bit, get some reinforcements. Creep hasn't yet started to be rebuilt. Unfortunately, he's got no queens out there on the map, but he's going to make his way down here to the third, which he just, I think, just now scouted out, and going to get a free, nice batch of SCV kills, and picking off a lot of SCVs. They're even going to get the orbital command, and no, well, maybe he's not. He's going to be courteous and just let that sucker fly away. Going to go for the siege tank kill. Snatches the siege tank, but he gets completely flanked by JJakji. Up in the top part, medevac's kind of flying overhead with not much energy to spare, and JJakji with a nice army at this point, just kind of cleaning up what's left of the Zerg force. Now, he managed to kill a lot of SCVs there, but he didn't kill the command center. I think that was a quite big mistake there from TLO. He may have overestimated what he could do there. Maybe he was planning on breaking JJakji for the final time at the natural and winning the game there, but it didn't prove to work out. He just managed to kill a siege tank and a couple forces, ended up losing the majority of his forces there in that attack. Would have been smarter in retrospect to take out the orbital command with all those Hydra and kind of just fall back, 3 bases versus 2 bases on a Terran player. So this is kind of that little bit of a miscalculation of TLO is kind of giving JJakji an opportunity to get back in this game. He's making some siege tanks. He's got 2 factories pumping him out, still producing a bunch of bio, has more than enough barracks, has spared no expense on the barracks. 4th base is going up for JJakji, making an orbital down in the bottom right corner of the map, and at the same time on the opposite side of the map, TLO throwing up his 4th base as well. Creep tumor spread is continuing once again for TLO all across the map. Hydra, I'm not sure where you're going, buddy. There you go. Go back home. And tech for TLO hasn't yet got into Hive. Infestation pit is up, so he can go for that. A lot of spore crawlers around his main, so he's got pretty good defense from medevac drops on the left side of his base. Right side of his base, not so much protection, just 2 spore crawlers over here. +3 attack, mostly done for JJakji. Let's check the upgrades. You got wow, +1 mech upgrade, 2-2 for the bio, and of course our Zerg player TLO's got 2-2 with the range upgrade and a nice muscular augments upgrade too. So upgrades are pretty similar until this 3 gets done, which is just about right now. It's going to give the bio just a little bit of an edge. But the let's check the losses. I'm kind of curious how TLO has been holding up here, because his economy has been mostly similar to JJakji's. Resources lost, not too terribly much more for the Zerg player, so that's pretty good for TLO. It shows how he's been getting pretty cost-effective trades. Now, where's he got these other Widow Mines at? Does he just have the one? I guess it's just the one. It's a good spot for a Widow Mine if you think about it. It's a small choke point, kind of over here in the middle of nowhere, next to this 4th base. Good spot from that. I like it. So he's got some siege tanks bio, but look at this TLO coming with a huge flank from 3 different positions. Siege tanks in the back getting picked off by the roaches and Hydra. But he's only managed to get about 2 or 3 of them, but the bio force in the front is too strong. Hydra don't have any more meat shields, and the bio just tears through there with their 3-2 upgrades. Roaches are coming out, but it may be too little too late. JJakji with the stem is blasting forward so many medevacs, and TLO drops the GG, and JJakji with what I would consider a comeback in this game takes game number 1 in this best of 3 series. And like I said earlier, I think it just came down to, you know, I felt TLO had map control at that point, and he let him get his third back. And letting him have that third back was kind of huge. Sure, he lost a couple SCVs, but by that point, his main was mostly mined out. He could pull some SCVs from his main to his natural. It's not that big of a loss, but just leaving that CC alive was pretty big, I think. Not to mention leaving the CC alive plus taking a really bad fight at JJakji's natural was kind of the turning point in the game there. TLO was playing pretty cost effectively, even though he didn't have that much of a supply lead and economy lead against his opponent. He was, for the most part, on the same number of bases. But in the end, it wasn't enough. JJakji playing pretty well. Just played safe and ended up working out, getting the victory. And that's going to be game number 1. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Leave a comment if you figured out which movie I'm referencing. Hopefully, there has to be at least one of you that got it. I was laying on pretty thick there. If not, whatever. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at EonShiKeno. I'll see you guys later.